Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today I'm super excited to do this video because I'm going to be talking about my summertime favorites, what I have been using this summer, what I've really been loving, what's been on repeat for me. I was really hoping at the beginning of the new year of 2023 to do bi-monthly favorites. I did not get a chance to sit down and do my April-May favorites. So this is also encompassing some late spring favorites as well. But basically, what I've been using over the summer is mostly what I'm going to be focusing on in this video. I wanted to also mention that, of course, the staples that I use all the time, I'm still using and loving. But since I talk about those products a lot here on my channel, I also wanted to incorporate some products that are relatively new for me over the last few months, so you can get an idea of some new things that I've been using and really loving. If you do want to see those products that I've been using for quite a while, I did an active series over the last 4 months. I believe I started about 4 months ago on all the actives that I love to use. So if you are interested, do check that out. I do have a playlist, so I will link that down below. And that actually does bring to mind a little update that I wanted to let you know about, because about a year ago, I got a facial from the woman who does facials for me here in Portland. Her name is Melanie, and she is at Miramare Skincare, or I think it's Miramare European Skincare here in Portland. She is amazing. Anyway, when I saw her about a year ago, she noticed that I had quite a bit of milia on my face, and it was a big conundrum. I could not figure out why I had milia on my face. Then I realized that there were actually several products that I had introduced several months prior to seeing her that did have dimethicone in it. And after doing some research, I found that dimethicone can cause milia, so I have stopped using dimethicone, anything with silicones in it, in my skincare. And I just saw her a couple of weeks ago, and thankfully she did not see any milia, which was kind of what I suspected, because before, when I saw her, I was feeling kind of some texture and I just didn't know what that was from. That seems to have completely gone away. So anyway, she did see a little bit of milia along my hairline, like here, and that was pretty much it. So anyway, I did want to give you that update for those of you who have been, curious about that, I am still going to stay away from dimethicone and silicones in my skincare. I am not philosophically opposed to it. If you all use dimethicone in your skincare and it works for you, I don't think that is a problem at all. But for me, obviously my skin is not jiving with that. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into the first product here. This is from Manasi. This is their new balm cleanser. It is called Caulis, C-A-U-L-I-S. I still have not confirmed if I'm saying that correctly, but I hope that I am. This is a beautiful cleanser that has this gorgeous, kind of like, I don't want to say creamy because it's not quite a cream cleanser. It's more like a gel cleanser that just kind of smooths on, very, very silky. It has a beautiful, beautiful slip. So the reason why I feel like I've been reaching for this a lot during these hot summertime days, when I'm outside and I'm exercising outside and I've got SPF on my face, and then I come home and I'm sweaty and kind of grimy. The reason why I think I've been reaching for it is because it just smooths over the skin so well, and you can just massage and massage and massage this balm onto your skin as long as you want, like till your heart's content. You can just massage it in, and you just really feel like you're getting all that debris and grime off of your face, and it's just a beautiful feeling. I just really love the texture. And then you add a little bit of water, and then it turns into kind of like that milky cleanser, and then you rinse it off of your face. But then to make sure you're getting all of it off of your face, you do want to use a warm cloth. Now, it's really important that you use dry fingers when you're dipping your fingers into the jar, because once water hits the cleanser, it does get activated. So you do not want to get water into the jar. So that is very important that you keep the jar dry, absolutely dry. But yeah, I've just really been loving this. It's a beautiful cleanser. I did talk about this in my previous video where I talked about PR products that I had recently received. I dive into the ingredients and a little bit more in depth into this product. So if you are curious about that, do go check out my previous video. I'm not going to go into that much detail about it here. Just suffice to say that I have really been enjoying this. It does a beautiful job at cleansing the skin. I don't even really feel like I need to do a double cleanse when I use this. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But yeah, really been loving this one. This is a huge favorite of mine. And then you will see here that I'm pretty much done with the Furtuna Skin Micellar Essence. I absolutely adore this. I have not been a person who reaches for micellar waters or micellar cleansers that often, but this one I absolutely love. It is so gorgeous. I have become a huge fan of Furtuna Skin, and I do have a code with them that I will just link down below if you have been curious about Furtuna Skin. I highly recommend this product. I feel like this might be my favorite product that they have, which just is completely surprising to me because, like I said, I've never really been a huge fan of micellar cleansers, but this one I feel very comfortable using this as a final step in my cleansing routine. They too have a balm cleanser that I have also really been enjoying quite a bit. So I really like using that and then using this as a second step in my cleansing routine at nighttime. They just have so many beautiful products. I've gone very in depth into Furtuna in previous videos, so I will link that down below if you're more curious about Furtuna Skin and want to learn about them. But yeah, I absolutely love this. I've just been waiting to complete this before I order another bottle. I also want to order more products from them, so I'm just kind of deciding what to get. I really love their face and neck serum. I love their day and night creams. I do think I prefer their night cream over their day cream, so I'm kind of thinking about getting their night cream as well. Just so many beautiful products from them, but I will definitely be getting this again in the future because I absolutely love it. This is a product that I think I talked about in my, let's see, maybe in my March favorites. This is the Yina Essential Mist, and I absolutely adore it. So this is making another appearance in a favorites video. I think when I spoke about this in that previous favorites video, I maybe had just received it, so it was probably pretty full when I showed you this last time. Now you can see it is totally empty. So I just had this sitting on my desk waiting for this video before I put it into my empties bag. But you will be seeing this again in my next empties video. But I absolutely adore this. I will definitely be getting this again. I do have my last bottle of the Earthwise Beauty 3 Roses Mist that I have yet to complete. And then I actually did purchase a bottle of the toner from Hanua. They are doing a benefit right now for the disaster from the wildfires that hit Maui, and yeah, which obviously I don't even need to say is just completely, just beyond devastating. So through August 21st, 100% of their proceeds or their profits are going to benefit organizations that are on the ground helping the folks on Maui. So anyway, if you have any inclination to purchase anything from Hanua, now is the time to just get on that ASAP. If you are watching this before the 21st of August, I actually got their toner and then I got Pa'akai cleanser, which I absolutely love. So anyway, that's just a little aside there. Back to Yina, huge favorite of mine, absolutely love it. And then another huge favorite of mine continues to be the Merit Great Skin Serum. As you can see, I'm almost done with this, so this might be in my next empties video, but I just can't stop reaching for this in these summertime days when it's been pretty hot and dry here. I know that you don't think of Portland, Oregon typically as a dry place in the country, but it's been pretty dry here. And so I have just been wanting to nourish my skin, hydrate it, plump it up, and this is what I think of when I really want to do that with a serum. So actually I used it on my skin today. I just misted my face and then I put this on and it just instantly makes my skin feel so hydrated, so nourished, and it, it gives me that instant feeling and then it continues to give me that feeling throughout the day, and I even use it at nighttime as well. So this has just been a huge hit for me. I know that I've mentioned, or I think I've mentioned in the past, that I'm not a huge fan of the delivery mechanism. I'm not gonna do it here, but just trust me when I say that when you press this down, it kind of splatters a little bit. So I'm hoping that Merit can fix their delivery system of this, but that's not a deal breaker for me. I can live with that. I will purchase it again in the future, even if they don't fix it, but it could be a little bit more elegant, I have to say. Anyway, still do love the Merit Great Skin. I've been using it a ton ever since I got it, but I still have been continuing to use it a lot in the summer. And then also in that PR video, I spoke about the Bloomeffect Tulip Dew Drops. I have been absolutely loving this. I've been using it almost on a near daily basis. It has the most gorgeous texture. And you'll see it's not like one of those runny serums. It's more like a lotiony serum. And the texture is so beautiful. It's just like a lightweight lotion moisturizer, has a gorgeous slip. And I really love the smell. I don't know as if they call it unscented, but it has this really pretty, like slightly coconutty smell, I wanna say, with just a very slight florally kind of note. I don't know, I'm making it sound like it's really hyper scented, but it is very, very mild, so pleasant and just really, really lovely. Dissipates very quickly though, so I don't want you to be concerned that it is one of those, you know, kind of Clarins or Estee Lauder type of scents. It's not like that at all. It's very natural. It's not synthetic whatsoever. Just has a really pleasant kind of addictive, like top note kind of hit, and then it just dissipates very quickly. I adore it. Every time I put it on my skin, I'm just like, oh yeah, there's that beautiful scent, and then it just dissipates very quickly. And I will let you know that after I applied the Merit Great Skin, I put the Bloomeffect Tulip Dew Drops on my skin, and then that's all I used until I started to do some foundation, and I'll talk to you about that in a second. It's not quite a foundation, it's a tinted sunscreen, but I'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, I've been really loving the Bloomeffect Dew Drops as almost like a primer. So sort of like a moisturizer serum / primer. Absolutely loving it. And like I mentioned, the Bloomeffect team sent that to me in PR. So I did talk about it in my previous video, went a little bit more in depth there regarding ingredients and everything. So do head over there if you're curious to hear a little bit more in depth about it, but absolutely have been loving that as well. And then another moisturizer I do want to talk about, which is almost empty as well, is the Jordan Samuel Moisture Recovery Cream. I have been loving this as well. This is unscented, completely unscented, and I love using it mostly at the nighttime because it does give you that nice, thick, creamy, just sort of moisturizing feeling of providing that barrier protection that you need in the nighttime, or at least I can say that I need it because my skin does lean on the dry side. It's pretty normal, but it does lean on the dry side. So what I like to do is just my normal nightly routine. And then I will say on most nights, I don't typically reach for a balm. I will if I'm kind of craving that texture. And as a little aside, if I am really craving that texture, I have been loving the Furtuna balm. But most nights I do really like using a cream. So I have been reaching for this one quite a bit, especially since I ran out of the Furtuna creams. But this one is definitely a close second to those, and it is definitely more affordable as well. And I do have a code with Jordan Samuel. I'll link that down below so that you can check that out. So the Moisture Recovery Cream has become a huge favorite. Absolutely love it, and I love using it on my hands as well. Makes for a beautiful hand cream. And then wrapping up the skincare, I do want to mention real quick the Good Molecules, what do they call this? The Sheer Mineral Sunscreen has an SPF of 30. This is so affordable. I think this is around like $12 or something. And what is crazy is even though I'm still really loving the Le Prunier, what do they call it? The Plum Screen. I have to say, you guys, that I find myself reaching for this one even more than the Plum Screen. And I just find that this has just a little bit more of that emollient feeling that I really like. The Plum Screen definitely has more of a natural matte texture. It's not super matte, but it definitely leans a little bit more on the matte side. So if you're oily and you really like that very luxe, you know, branding of Le Prunier, and you also are a big fan of an almond scent, then definitely Le Prunier is going to be for you. But if you like a slightly more emollient type of texture, then I would definitely give Good Molecules a try. And also if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable, this one just cannot be beat. And I really don't feel like white cast is a big issue with it. I don't know if I've ever showed you guys this before, but that's a pretty decent amount. And let's just kind of start rubbing it in here. I just don't feel like you get that much of a white cast at all. I mean, it's really blending in well. I don't know. I don't really see that big of a difference between this hand that doesn't have it and this hand that does. So I've never had any problems with white cast from the Good Molecules on my face. I'm light to medium olive tone skin. I'm definitely a little bit tanner right now during the summer. I can't speak to those of you who have darker skin tones. This is the one without the Good Molecules. This is the one with, and yeah, it just, you know, blends right into the skin very easily. So I'd be curious for those of you who have darker skin tones, if you have tried this, if you've had any issues with it, but I really have been enjoying it. I am almost out of it. I will definitely be getting this again in the future, no question about it. Now moving on to makeup, the one I am actually most excited to talk about that kind of straddles the line between skincare, makeup, SPF is the Babo Botanicals Daily Sheer Fluid Tinted Mineral Sunscreen with SPF 50. This has been like almost a revelation this summer. I saw Reagan Hart post about this on her Instagram and she was raving about it. I actually hadn't heard about this release, so I was very happy that she talked about it on Instagram. So they were having I don't know, they're always having sales on their website. I think they had like 25% off a while back, so I decided to go ahead and check it out. So this is one of those products that you have to shake up. You'll hear that there's probably like little beads or something in here. So you shake it up and then you see it's got this little nozzle here. And then the texture is on the runny side. Hopefully you can see that texture, but it doesn't drip down. You can see it's not dripping down my hand, just very slowly. And the texture is very, very thin, but it rubs into the skin very easily and it blends beautifully, very easily, very smoothly. I've never had any issues with pilling or any problems with using it over whatever skincare I have underneath. Like I said, it's all that I have on my skin today, except for I do have the Kosas Revealer Concealer. This is just their mini. I think it's in 4N is what I have. Yeah, 4N is what I have. And I have in the past used, I think I put on 3.5 something or other in the past, which I realized is probably a little bit too light. So that's why I got the mini of 4N, and this is definitely a better color for me. So I do have this on under my eyes, and then I have this all over my face. So that's all I've got on my skin right now for kind of like foundation, coverage, SPF. And I really just cannot rave enough about this. I use this pretty much every single day, even if I am going out to play tennis outside. I have not got burned yet. It's not like dripped into my eyes and stung my eyes. It doesn't bother me in any way when I'm being active outside, and it's just so easy to apply. Like I said, it blends in very well. I can keep applying it so I can make sure that I'm getting plenty of coverage on my face. It's just so easy to apply. I can't remember if this is the only shade that they have. I'm pretty sure that it is. So again, for me and my skin tone, it works really beautifully. I can't speak to how it would work for darker skin tones. Again, if you do have darker skin, please do let us know down below if you have tried this out. I'm just dying to know if this would work well for you or if it has worked well for you. If not, it definitely would be good to know that. But anyway, yes, I absolutely love this. I would say that out of all the products that I am speaking about today, this is probably going to be my favorite because it just ticks all the boxes for me in terms of having 50 SPF. It's a mineral sunscreen. It works well in terms of providing just a really nice light coverage. I love the texture. It's unscented. It's just perfect, at least right now. I just can't say anything negative about it. So huge rave for the Babo Daily Sheer Fluid Tinted Mineral Sunscreen in 50 SPF. Absolutely love it. And then overall, in terms of this summer, I have just, and maybe just like even, I don't know, just the last 4 to 6 months in general, I just have not been wearing hardly any makeup at all. I've just been very, very minimal on the makeup. It's really just about putting on some eyeliner and mascara and just heading out the door. So what you see on my face today is pretty much what I do on a daily basis, except for today it's just a little bit amped up for shooting this video. So typically on a daily basis, I probably would not be putting on concealer unless I was going to work or out for dinner. I felt like it was something special that was happening that day. But this is something that I do reach for on a daily basis, and I will just kind of pat it under my eyes and then head out the door, and that's been fine. No big surprise that the Victoria Beckham eyeliner is something that I reach for pretty much every day. This is my everyday eyeliner. For a long, long time, bronze was my favorite, does probably continue to be my favorite. This is what I use all the time and have loved for a long time. But I did do a Victoria Beckham place to purchase. I don't know how many months ago it was, but it has been a little while, and I decided to check out their sequin green, and I have been loving it. And this is what I have on my eyes. I do also have, just sort of as a wash of color, I do have the Manasi Kobicha, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but that's what I have as a wash of color. But close into my lash line, I do have the sequin green here, and then I used it on my waterline. Now I know that people, I don't know if people in general just like on the internet, or if they recommend not using this on the website, but that's what I've heard, that you're not maybe supposed to use the sequin colors on your waterline, but I've been using this on my waterline with no problem whatsoever. So use at your own risk, but for me, it's been totally fine. So this is the eyeliner I've been reaching for quite a bit, and I absolutely love it. Huge favorite. And I realized I forgot to do a quick swatch here of a comparison of green sequin and then this is bronze down below. So for those of you who've been curious about the difference, you can really see that they are quite different. And then what I've also really been enjoying, just as sort of like a casual but kind of like smudgy, grungy look that I've really been enjoying, is reaching for the Manasi Jardin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct either. It's Jardin, their eye color. And it's a really beautiful, deep, dark, kind of bronzy color. And then I use the fine end of the Rowan eye brush. I think I've spoken about this before, but anyway, I just dip it in and usually smudge it out on my hand. And then what I did today is I took this color and I just kind of smudged it, not directly onto my waterline, but kind of like smudged it around my lower lashes. And then I took the fluffier brush, and actually I did this before I applied the Victoria Beckham eyeliner. I just kind of smudged it kind of close into my eyelashes. So that's what I've got on my eyes today, and that is it as far as kind of like a deep color goes. I've got Jardin and then the Victoria Beckham sequin, sequin green. And then like I said, I've got the Kobicha from Manasi as a wash of color on the lid. And so this is a nice segue into what I've been enjoying wearing on my cheeks, and it's low maintenance, and it's kind of that blend between the bronzer and the blush, so kind of a blonzer thing. So rather than reaching for both bronzer and blush, I've basically just been doing one step, and that's using something like Kobicha or this beautiful color by Saie. It's their Saie Dew blush in Spicy, which is just gorgeous. I think this is probably my favorite one this summer. And then also in that PR video, I talked about the Salt New York new color in Toasted Coconut. That's this one right here. Not quite as like sunburnt color, but this also combined with the, I think this is Cocoa. I always forget the name of it, but I'm pretty sure this is Cocoa. Kind of blending these two together creates that beautiful look. But I'm gonna show you Spicy because it is such a gorgeous color. And this is what the wand looks like. It's that really fun big doe foot. And I'm not gonna put on too much because I already have some on, a little bit on my nose. And then as you guys know, I love the Sephora 56 brush. This is their foundation brush. And then I just kind of pat that on, and it just gives this gorgeous bronzy kind of sunburnt look, and it's just so beautiful. And today I took it up kind of around my hairline and just all over my cheeks, and I just absolutely love it. I don't know if it's just a good match for my skin tone, or if it would be a universally flattering color, but it really does work very well, I think, with my olive tone skin. And I've actually been moving away from pink blush. I, for a long time, was a huge pink blush fan, cool tone pinks. I just could not get enough of pink blush. And I found that I think that browner, kind of with a little bit of red or orange, actually is more flattering on my skin. And pinks that have browns in it, like Duras from Manasi, is very flattering on my skin. So I'm just trying to be more aware of what colors are flattering on my skin tone rather than what I'm just drawn to in the pot. So once I discovered this color Spicy and how flattering it is on my skin, I really feel like I need to be more attuned to that rather than just buying what is appealing in the pot or in a palette, and just being more, making a more concerted effort on purchasing what is actually gonna look good on my skin. So anyway, that is what I've been wearing a lot of this summer is, you know, colors such as Kombucha and Spicy, Kombucha from Manasi and Spicy from Saie, that I just feel like look really flattering on my skin. And I'll see how that transitions into the wintertime, how it kind of reads in the wintertime. But right now I really have been loving that. And then finally for lips, I also purchased in that Victoria Beckham purchase that I did, I got Bikini. This is their, what do they call it? Posh gloss. And Bikini is just a really lovely, kind of like beigey, milky pink that I find really flattering. And it's got a doe foot applicator, but you'll see it's almost like a flat kind of paddle, which allows you to almost, to almost line the lips a little bit. So you can kind of get in there around the line of your lips, and then the flatter paddle just allows for a really nice application. So what I did today is I initially lined my lips with the Victoria Beckham No. 2 pencil, and then I applied the lip gloss, obviously, all over my lips. And I've been really loving Bikini a lot. I love the texture of this Posh gloss. It's not too thick, it's not too sticky. Your lips don't stick together. You don't get that like tacky feeling that they're sticking together. It feels almost balmy, like it's moisturizing your lips. I don't know, I just really like it. I'm super impressed, and I don't really feel like I need to purchase another lip gloss from Victoria Beckham anytime soon, but it is something I might look into in the future, you know, maybe trying another color that I feel like would be flattering on me. But yeah, very impressed, and I think that Bikini is a nice color to get, especially if you're somebody who likes to tone down lipsticks, which I like to do. Sometimes when I put on a lipstick, I'm like, oh, it's just a little bit too bright. So then I'll put on Bikini to just kind of tone it down a little bit. So that is everything. Those are some products that I have really been enjoying and loving over this summertime. And I really hope you enjoyed seeing what I've been loving. And thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks so much for being patient with me over this summertime while my frequency of being able to film has definitely decreased. I feel like when the fall rolls around, I will definitely be able to get back onto my regular schedule of filming once a week and posting once a week. So thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.